For more on this, Scott Horne joins us here in the studio. He's with the Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries. Welcome to CCTV America. Earlier I had mentioned the scrap, this wastage is expected to increase 30% over the next 3 years. Put that into perspective for us. How big of a problem is this? I mean, obviously we're looking at some pictures here of just basically old computers, but it's hard, I think, for the average person to understand this.
Well, it's a significant amount of material that has started to come onto the marketplace. However, here in the U.S. alone, we're only collecting a portion of the material that's available. Many homeowners, for a multitude of reasons, do not recycle their e-scrap as yet. So it will grow. I think what you'll find, though, and the UN and some other groups have found, that e-waste will grow significantly in the global marketplace.
I mean, I had mentioned earlier that the United States, we rank #1 in terms of the wastage, but I think part of it is because we also buy the most amount of stuff, the stuff in our garage. I mean, I know lots of people who have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 TVs just in the garage from 10 years ago, and they don't know what to do with it. Isn't part of the problem that there's no system in place to dispose of some of this old electronic stuff?
Oh, actually, no, not at all. It's interesting. First of all, we look at it as e-scrap because it's a very valuable commodity. When we're done processing that material, you have steel, copper, aluminum, whatever, that can be used in manufacturing. However, the real problem here in the U.S. is on the collection side.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, where do people take this stuff?
Well, we have a significant infrastructure for recycling, the actual processing of the material. The challenge has been getting it, especially for homeowners, getting it to those recyclers. Business to business, we've been able to deal with that very effectively.
Is it what's inside the electronics, or is it simply the size and space that the electronic gadgets take up? What's a bigger problem?
Well, I think for homeowners, it's probably the size and space issue. People talk about what's inside the computers, and you have to remember that there may be some materials in there that are toxic, but in many cases, they are alloyed with other materials, and in their alloyed state, they are not harmful.
I mean, I've never thought this much about a used TV or a used computer, but we don't have much time left. Very quickly, name me the top 5 items that people should be recycling that they don't, that sits in their house.
Well, I think that we're seeing right now CPUs, we're seeing
computers.
TVs, right, computers themselves. TVs, printers have long been recycled here in the U.S.
We have a few of those laying around.
and a number of peripherals. I think those are the top 3, and the others are sort of evened out.
What do people do with the big giant TVs? What do they? I'm just curious. Where do they take them exactly?
There are.
I mean, they might still work.
Right. There are recyclers here in the U.S. that specialize in either refurbishing, making it like new, or in dismantling and processing it into specification grade commodities that, again, can be used in the manufacture of new basic materials.
How much does all of this waste, not just in the U.S., but around the world, I mean, there's a lot of waste to go around, how much does it impact the economy? How much does it cost the economy?
Well, I'm not sure that that's a number I can quantify for you. I can tell you that recent studies have found that in the U.S. alone, you're looking at as much as $20 billion a year. An awful lot of value for something that folks like to call waste. It's a significant part of our marketplace. 45,000 people are employed in the U.S. In e-scrap recycling related businesses.
I never thought I'd be having this conversation. It is truly an amazing topic. Scott Horne, thank you very much. Institute of Scrap Recycling Industries sharing with us why it's important to recycle and I guess what we should recycle, in this case, computers and printers. Thank you.